explain what a methodology is and which value it should have in the project management. And then I'm going to explain 3 examples, which is Scrum, Kanban, and DevOps. Let's have a look into what methodology means. I want to highlight that methodology, what we use in the Agile project management, is there to serve us and not to lead us. So it's not the purpose why we're doing stuff. It's not the sense to complain about it all the time or to discuss it all the time. Think about it very carefully in the beginning, which method you would like to choose. And if you choose one, stick to it and don't discuss it all the time. Trust the people or the development of this methodology that it actually has a purpose. And if you choose to try it, then really, really try it and don't reject it after a day again. So then really stick to it. After a while and you really tried it and some things are disturbing you, you can change it, but you should really give it a chance and try it until it really until you really have the experience and say, okay, we should change something. I would not like let the team discuss it too much about certain meetings or whatever. If you make the if you choose to use one methodology, just stick to it. No discussion needed. So examples are the most famous example is Scrum, I think, right now, but also followed by Kanban. 2 values which are in common for, I think, over all agile software development is that you have the customer in focus. So you always focus on the customer value of what you're actually doing. The second one is that you have limited work in progress. This is a core value here. So make sure the development team has something they can focus on. They don't have, they're not overloaded with loads of stuff and do not know where to start. They know exactly what is work in progress and what they have to work on. Important thing. So Scrum is very strict. So there are no interruptions from the outside. You have a fixed time frame, which is a sprint, and within the sprint you have fixed work, and the team is committing this fixed work in the beginning of the sprint. You discuss the acceptance criteria in the beginning, so everybody understands what they actually have to deliver in the end of the sprint, and then everybody steps back, and the development team is free to do whatever they want to fulfill this work they committed to. So they were self-organized and do their stuff, and nobody's coming from outside giving them additional work or telling them what to do. This is how Scrum works. And if you cannot stick to that, so if you cannot make sure that there are not continuously new work items coming, and if you cannot leave the developments and let them do however they want they do to do their work, you have to go with another method, which is, for example, Kanban. In Kanban, you define the rules in the beginning, so you actually are very flexible. If you want to have sprints, if you which kind of meetings you have, so you do that in the beginning. One value which you have in Kanban is that you have a pull principle, so you're more flexible about the work, about the backlog the developers are working on. So you can reprioritize and then you have another priority and people work on the highest priority. One other method I would like to mention here is DevOps. DevOps is the artificial word of development and operations, and it means what you can see here on the top. So it's the fusion of tools, processes, people, and organization of the development department and the operation department. This means the 2 departments are merging in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't mean it's one person. It can also be just some rules, some processes, some communication lines, how the two can interact better with a fast feedback loop. And also here we have the value of customer orientation. DevOps is actually just not one agile software development project management method. It's built on 3 pillars, on 4 pillars. So the actual agile project management is one of them, but we also have lean management and ITIL and continuous delivery. So there are different core values here, different approaches which come together. DevOps is kind of a mindset, and there are different ways how you can establish them. An important thing is that you have a well-defined deployment pipeline and appropriate tooling to make sure that you have this continuous flow and that everything works automated.